all you need to know, the Bloomberg Quint podcast that prepares you for the day's business. Good morning, I'm Alex Matthew and this is the daily morning update from Bloomberg Quint. Today is the 6th of June. Markets are back in action after a midweek holiday and they're likely to be back with a bang, or at least it's unlikely to be a run-of-the-mill session today. The Reserve Bank of India's Monetary Policy Committee will release its bi-monthly monetary policy review today. It is widely expected to cut interest rates by 25 basis points. This would be the third consecutive rate cut in as many meetings in 2019, and with this cut, the repo rate would stand at 5.75%. A Bloomberg poll showed that 27 of 36 economists polled expect a 25 basis point cut, 7 expect a status quo, and 1 economist expects a 50 basis point cut. And finally, an economist is forecasting a 35 basis points cut after RBI Governor Shaktikanta Das questioned why rate changes must be restricted to multiples of 25 basis points. Now, mutual funds have had to take a hit as Dewan Housing Finance delayed payment of interest on non-convertible debentures due on the 4th of June. 3 people in the mutual fund industry have told Bloomberg Quint this. In fact, the recent update was that yesterday rating agencies ICRA and CRISIL Ratings downgraded DHFL's commercial paper to default or D, citing delays in debt servicing by the home financier on some of its NCDs because of inadequate liquidity. DHFL has 850 crore rupees of outstanding commercial papers, of which CRISIL said 750 crore rupees is due in June, with the first maturity coming up tomorrow. Funds having exposure to DHFL's commercial paper and non-convertible debentures have taken write-downs as per the valuations provided by independent valuation agencies. That translates to a write-down of 75% of their exposure. To find out which mutual funds have the most exposure to DHFL, check out the story on the website bloombergquint.com. Public sector banks have written off bad loans worth close to 2 lakh crore rupees in the year ended March 2019, according to data compiled by Bloomberg Quint. Such write-offs, referred to by banks as technical write-offs, allow banks to clean up their books after these loans are fully provided for. However, they also suggest a low probability of recovery from these loans. The Finance Ministry has indicated that it will retain the interim budget allocations made to ministries and departments in the final budget for the current financial year to be presented in the Lok Sabha on the 5th of July. The World Bank has retained its projection that the Indian economy will grow at 7.5% in the next 3 years, supported by robust investment and private consumption. Concerns have arisen of late that a slowdown in consumption is leading to slower economic growth in India. Indeed, the country's GDP grew at only 5.8% in the first 3 months of 2019. Now, West Texas Intermediate crude entered a bear market and Brent briefly tumbled below $60 a barrel after U.S. petroleum inventories ballooned, raising fears of an oversupply as trade disputes threaten demand. U.S. government data showed America's total petroleum stockpiles grew by about 22 million barrels last week. That's the biggest jump in data going back to 1990. U.S. crude production also set a record while imports climbed. As of this morning, though, Brent is back above the $60 per barrel mark. U.S. stocks climbed on optimism that the Mexican tariffs will be avoided. Treasuries rose as a weak private sector jobs report bolstered bets that the Fed will ease rates. The Dow and the S&P 500 gained 0.8% each, while the Nasdaq rose 0.6%. And it seems that optimism has trickled over to Asia as well, with the Japanese and Australian equity benchmarks starting the day positive. With that, it's over to Darshan Mehta, who's joining me to tell you all about the trade setup for the day in India. Good morning, Darshan. A lot of expectation leading up to today, but how are the markets looking to start off?
Hi, Alex. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. The important thing to watch out today will be the RBI policy. The other factor is that the SGX Nifty is currently indicating a downtick of almost 40 points. But remember, we were shut yesterday. The SGX Nifty was not, and that was up almost 17 points. So a mild negative outlook is something that we can anticipate. In terms of stocks to watch out for DHFL. That will be the most important stock. They have failed to make complete payment of dues as on June 4th, as per sources to Bloomberg Quint. DHFL has informed some investors that payment will be done later this week. CRISIL and ICRA, however, have downgraded DHFL's commercial paper rating to default grade. Bharat Forge and RK Forging will be in focus. The preliminary North America Class 8 truck orders fell almost 70% on a year-on-year basis, so that is indicating weakness. Aurobindo Pharma says that they've received a Form 483 with 10 observations from the US FDA for this formulation manufacturing facility in Hyderabad. They are saying that the observations are repetitive and procedural in nature as per the company. Eros says that the CARE has revised the long-term and short-term facilities of the company to default. Omax Auto says that the company's Speedomax unit in Haryana receives closure notice from the concerned authorities. VST tiller sales are down 19% and tractor sales are down 25% for the month. JLR and BMW announced the collaboration for the next generation electrification technology, and a big block deal in Mahindra Logistics. Kotak Fund acquired 30 lakh shares, which is close to 4% stake. Goldman Sachs acquired 6 lakh, which is close to 0.8%, and Reliance Capital acquired 4.2 lakh shares, which is close to 0.6% stake in the company. Normandy Holdings sold in 64 lakh shares, which is close to 9% stake in the company. But there's much more you need to know before trade actually starts. For that, log on to our website bloombergquint.com and click on the All You Need to Know tab, and you will be prepared for morning trade.
Thanks, Darshan. And as always, thank you all for listening in. This is Alex Matthews signing off. Have a lovely day.
I hope you enjoyed listening to All You Need to Know. Did you know that you could listen to the show on the IVM Podcast app? On the IVM Podcast app, along with this, we have a number of other shows which you think you'll enjoy. Listen to Cyrus Says with Cyrus Brocha as the host. Listen to Paisa Vaisa with Anupam Gupta. The Scene and the Unseen with Amit Verma. Or Shunya One hosted by Shiladitya Mukhopadhyay and myself. Check out the IVM Podcast app to get more talk content that you will enjoy.